Sechta Bava basra. The Pei Vav Amid Aleph was starting from Pei Hey Amid Beis. By you, it's 3 lines in the bottom. By us, it's 4 lines in the bottom. Pei Hey Amid Beis right there. Amarava. Amar is the last word from the 4th line from the bottom. Amar.
Yeah.
So the Gemara now is going to bring a raya that if the lekeach is using his kelim, but he's going to try to make a kinyan in the reshus of the meicha with his own kelim, the kelim won't be kind of for him because the keli is secondary to the reshus. Who's the reshus belong to? To the meicha. So the kelim of the lekeach won't be able to be good. Oh, you mean very good. That you can rent the space from there and be kind of. Yes. So we want to just prove that the keli is secondary to the reshus. The ik is the reshus, where the reshus is. Okay. Rava had said, Toshma, come in here and I'll bring you a raya from the following brayse. Moshach chamorov upoyalov v'hichnisan lesoich beisari. But chamorov is not the chamer itself. The one that leads the chamer.
Depends what the chamer is.
That's when the chamer steht. Right? Apes is different. This is mine. Apes is in Stahl is a chamer. No, so here chamorov is the one that leads the chamer. He brought the person who pulls the donkey. He pulled the person, the gabra, nicht the chetza. And he's holding the chamer, or the upayalav, and the chamer has all the tfua in bags and whatever. Or upayalav, the workers have it on their back. So he pulled the worker into his issues. Zog the Yemara makes no difference between Pasak, whether they set a price, will actually mudad, but they didn't measure how much tfua there was, or being mudad, or whether they measured, but actually Pasak, but they didn't set a price. Shneyem yechaylen lachs b'hem. They can both have back out of the deal. Why? Because pulling the chamorim or the poyalim, that's the gavra. Even though they're loaded with the merchandise, but you're not making a mashicha on the chefza itself. You're making a mashicha on the gavra, but nicht from chefza. So Kolzman, you weren't meshich the schayre itself. You were not. Yeah, but no. So if the Gemara we had elsewhere, if he pulled the chamer itself loaded with this other, that's why he doesn't say that. If he would have pulled the chamer together with the merchandise, then we learned before it is a kinyan. That's why he says, but no. Here he pulled the worker, he pulled the gavra. No, he wasn't. No, he's just leading. He's the leader. He's leading the chamer. So also in the last case where we say he measured, but he didn't set a price. If he didn't set a price, so we said already in the Rashbam before, and the Gemara will say clearly, if you don't set a price before, you can back out, because neither of them know for sure if it's going to be a kinyan, because he's afraid the buyer thinks he's going to pay more money, the seller thinks the buyer is going to want to buy it for much less money. So till they don't set a price between each other, it's not going to be a kinyan. Oh, the poyalim. So he pulled it. Oh, so no, it's not. He says a gavra is different. Chamer is like bottle is together with the scheda. A poyal is a worker. It's a difference. It's a gavra and chefza, we could call it. There's the mensch and there's the chefza. So the mother, but the hemshch of the brayse goes like this: park. If he unloaded the merchandise itself, the scheda itself, and the lekeach brought the merchandise into his house. So now the payers are lying in the lekeach's shoes. Of course, whose bags are they? It's the meicha's bags, but the kelim are in the shoes of lekeach. If they set up a price. Actually, mother, even though they didn't measure yet how many payers there's going to be, but they set up a price. Per pound is $10 per pound. We'll measure soon how many pounds there is. Okay. Yeah, but per mamash, we know the price. So neither of them can back out. How about Modat? They measure actually pasak, but they didn't set up a price. They both could back out. And the Gemara will explain again, like I said from the Rashbam yesterday. Lekeach's shoes, but the tfua is in the sacks of the meicha, in the kelim of the meicha. Zog the Gemara, when the kel yoy the meicha, look what it says. Whose kelim was it? The meicha. But the shoes loikeach. It's in the shoes of the loikeach. So we said loik here. That's a funny lashon. Loikana doesn't mean that the loikeach is not koina. Loikana means loikana lemeicha, that the meicha can be ma'akiv, cannot hold back the loikeach miliknes from the zayin koina. It doesn't mean loikana as the loikeach is nicht koina. As geht er von meicha. The meicha hat nicht gemacht kein kinyan zu abhalten the loikeach, to hold back the loikeach from being koina the merchandise. The loikeach brought it himself. He took it. He unloaded the merchandise, but the merchandise was in kalim of the loikeach, and he put it into his own shoes. But so we said he's koina. Okay, we said if they set a price, even loimada pasak, yeah, it has to be pasak. If it's not pasak, it's not going to be a kinyan. Okay, and the Gemara will explain. I said the Rashbam before also. Huh? Loikana means that the meicha can uphalten. That the koina can't say, "Oh, it's in my bags." So even though it's in the shus of the lekeach, it's sold. It's in the lekeach, the shus, and it's a kinyan. So kelya the lekeach nami, says the Gemara. So if it's in the kelim of the lekeach, and it would have been b'shus meicha, loikana, so the lekeach wouldn't be able to. The kli is bottled, so the lekeach is not koinet, because leikana means the lekeach is not going to be koina if it's b'rishus meicha. Why? Because even though the kelim are of the lekeach, but whose rishus is it? The meicha, the ik is the rishus. So you have a raya, the ik is the rishus.
You said that before that this concept. No?
Yeah, but here we brought a raya from this that he said pasak. And we spoke about that. Lekeach took the tvur that was in the bags, the kelim of the meicha, and he put it down. The Lekeach put it down in his rishus. We said in the Mishnah, if they set up a price, he's koina. So from this that the Mishnah says he's koina, shows us even though the kelim are belong to the meicha, but since it's in the rishus of the Lekeach, that overrides the rishus of the That no, so you can imply the same will be the reverse.
What happens opposite?
The same will be the reverse. But the Mishnah is talking about that who unloaded the first case, that the lekeach unloaded the merchandise that were in the kelim of the meicha into his own rishus, into lekeich's rishus. And we said if the lekeach and the meicha set up a price, lekeich is koina, even though it's in the kelim of the meicha.
You keep saying the ikar is the rishus.
Shus, correct.
Kalim.
Not the kelim. Very good. That's what we're trying to prove. So you can't prove that because it's talking about bishesh vachon. It's talking about he didn't take it with the kelim. He didn't take the bags that and put it down. He spilled it out. He took it out, and he has the raw merchandise sitting on his. It's not. There's no kelim of the lekeach here. I'm saying no kelim of the meicha here.
So where did he pour it on?
He piled it up in his own rishus lekeach.
On the floor.
He unloaded. You know how he unloaded it? Not by.
It wasn't a liquid. It was, let's say, it was full.
He did. It was tvua, yeah. So he didn't unload it with the bags with the bags belonging to lekeach. He took the bags. He said, "I'm going to give you back your bag in a second." He tells the meicha.
He shook it out.
He said, he shook it out in his rishus. He put the pile of tvua in his own rishus. So it's the merchandise itself, no kelim of the meicha.
Yeah, they wanted to go clean it up.
Ik bet het over.
So the zichud is from lekeich's rishus.
So that's the kinyan. That's how it was. So you can't bring Maraya here. It has nothing to do with that. The chiddush was that only if they set up a price will it be a kinyan. In fact, the Gemara ikbid Rava
So
says.
did they set up a price here also?
Yeah, that's it says pasak actually madad yemos ein shnayim yichel lazaban. Okay. So it says, "Ikpid Rava." Rava was upset. What are you? You're trying to pinch away the answer, flick away the answer. As even my answer, my raya is nicht good to raya. Yeah, it's makbid. It's gib mal so einfach versteht nicht dafür. Midish schwachen katani was the word in the Braisa that he poured it out of the bags. It doesn't say that. Pikan, no, the lashon. You want to change the girsa. It says pikan katani. He unloaded the bags as it is. It doesn't say he poured out the bags. He didn't empty out the bags. It says just he unloaded with the bags. So it's talking about befeish with the kelim of the meicha. El Amar Baravashi, only Baravashi had said b'mesach le'detumei. It's talking about such items that are not put into bags, like what? Bundles of garlic. Garlic. So those are not put in bags. People sell it raw. They tie it and they sell it like in little bundles. So there was no kelim of a meicha here. There was no kelim of the meicha that he put into the lekeach rishus. He took the actual garlic and put it on the rishus.
Where did he take it? He took it by his hand?
He took it off the chameir and put it into his rishus. It wasn't in bags.
So what's the shiloh then? If it's
No, so you have no raya from here that if it's the kelim of the meicha that was placed in the lekeach rishus. That's what he's answering. We thought it was the kelim. It was done with the kelim of the meicha. He's telling you no. You have no raya. So he says, I'll bring you from this raya. Mechdi, Pik and Katani. He says we learned in the Tan of the Braisa learned that the payers. Now he's bringing up. We just mentioned he's bringing aside a side note. We said Pirkan, right? That if he unloaded it, and of course we're talking about raw. It was raw like garlic, and he placed it in the rishus of lekeach. If it's in the rishus of the lekeach that it was unloaded, who cares if they made up a price or not? The rishus of the lekeach is a chotzah of the lekeach, and the chotzah shalad m'kain alei.
How could be quite? Maybe when he tells him what the price is, he says, "I don't want it."
Wait. So now the Gemara is asking, what's the chiluk if you made a price or not? Amalei, there's a major difference. Pasak, if you make up a price, some chadaite. So each one knows that this is the final price, and they're ready to do a full kinyan. If we put in it, and they had a set price, we know he feels secure. They both feel secure. That was the deal. But loy pasak, loy sam chadaita. If there's no price there, each one is not ready to really close the deal. And he says each one, not the meicha, because the meicha is afraid that the lekeich won't want to pay so much money. He wants to pay less. He wants to pay a cheaper price, and not the lekeich, because the lekeich is afraid that maybe the meicha wants a higher price, and he's not going to agree to it. Meanwhile, he unloaded it to the chutzah. Hope make it. It's more of a bargaining chip. You want to schlep it back? Come on, give me my price. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm just joking. I don't know if that's what he said.
That's what he put it in the guy's
So yeah, usually you want to take it out. Okay, take it out. I'm telling you, it's just when you make yourself crazy. A couple of dollars, just let it go. Yeah. So as long as they didn't make up a price, neither of them are ready to make the deal. The meicha is afraid the lekeich won't want to buy it unless he gets a cheaper price, and the meicha is afraid that lekeich, want a cheaper price, and the lekeich is afraid the meicha will want a higher price. Yeah. Ravina said to Ravashi, here we're going to try to go back to the if kelim of the lekeich b'shus meicha. We want to bring an ayah that's going to be koina. How? Toshma, the Rav Shmuel, the Rabbi Tavai, we had this before. Rav Shmuel both said, Kelya shel Adam, koina lei bechol makay. The kelim of the person.
I feel it's his shoes.
That's not yet. But even the Rishus Adam, the kelim of a person is koina for him everywhere. So the Gemara says, kol. What's the kol mak and kol lasuyamai? What is the kol coming to add? So the Gemara lav lasuyah shasamoicha. Even in the Rishus Hamoicha, the kelim of the lekeich will be a kinyan. So you see, the ik is the kelim, you have a raya. So what are you talking about? That's a different case. Hasam damalei zil knei. There he befedish the meicha. There that case was that the meicha said to lekeich, go and be koinet. And it's like he lent him befedish the place, his shoes, to be able to be koinet, as if he paid for the rental, as if he rented the place. It's lekeich's kelim. B'shus hamoicha, but the meicha said lech uknei, go be koinet. So obviously he's giving him a space in his shus to be able to be koinet. The meiches, it belongs to the meicha the shus. But when he said lech uknei, the kelim is the lekeich. But since the meicha told him you can be lech uknei and be koinet, it's as if he gave the part of his shus to the lekeich to be able to be koinet. That's what the Rashbam says.
He's not using his
Who's here? It's in the Rishus HaMeicha.
But the Meicha is taking.
Rishus HaKeves.
What do you mean? He's taking.
The Meicha tells Lekeach, take the merchandise, put it in your keli, and you'll be kainit that way. How is he going to be kainit that way? Obviously, he gave him a chelik from his Rishus to be able to be kainit. It's as if he befeidish told me, here you can use this place. I'm giving you a shus.
That's your place now.
And that makom is kind of for you to be able to make a kinyan. But if he didn't say it, he didn't say lechazek, he said stam. Okay, and he didn't. The mecha didn't say to the lekech lechu knei. So then I would say no. The caleb of the mecha cannot be a kinyan in the rishus of the meiach, in the rishus of the mecha, because the rishus is overrides the kelis. The keli is only secondary. Now Hassam says Gemara. Now we're going to deal. That's it. We finished with this. We have no raya. We can't prove which one is stronger. Is the keli stronger than the rishus, or the keli secondary to the rishus and the rishus is stronger? We tried to bring yesterday a couple of rayas, 3. Today we try to bring 2, and it's all abgeschlagen. Yesterday we brought 2, and today 2. Tanan Hassam, we learned in Masechta Kedushin, the Chasam sheish lam achrayis is a new din. And the chasim that have achrayis, that's karka. Karka exists forever. So that's why you call it sheish lam achrayis. Nik mekesel b'shtar v'chazaka could be acquired through money. Shtar, if you remember, he writes in the shtar sodei mechuralach. In the shtar he writes, my field is sold to you. Or if it's a matana, sodei nesunalach is being given to you as a matana. V'chazaka, he puts on a lock, he makes a breaches, he makes an opening in the chatzah to get in and out. So that's how he's going to be kind of karka. Shein lam achrayis metalton ein niknin ela b'meshicha. When it comes to metalton, you could only be kind of with meshicha. Now, Zak the Gemara, Besura Masal Allah Shmaita Mishmei Rav Chisda in Surah, in the Yeshiva Surah, they said this sugya in the name of Rav Chisda. Bepumadisa, in the city of Pumadisa, Masal Allah Mishmei Rav Kahana, they learned it in the name of Rav Kahana. Amni Allah Mishmei Rav, others say in Pumadisa they learned it in the name of Rava. That Loi Shanu, we didn't say Metalton is Nikin Meshicha, Ella Devarim Shein Dakan Lagbiya. Only by something that you can't lift. A behema gasa, you can't lift, so it's only Meshicha. It's metalton, but you can't lift it. A boat, a ship, you can't lift it. You can only do Meshicha. But something that's made, something light that you can pick it up. Akbar in Meshicha. You're only allowed to use Akbar, not Meshicha. Because Akbar is a much better kinyan. Meshicha is only that if you can't pick it up. So then you use Meshicha, but the Akbar is a much stronger kinyan. It helps even in the Rishus HaRabim. You pick it up. It's like you putting it in your chatzah. Even in the Rishus HaRabim, it's going to help. Meshicha doesn't help Rishus HaRabim.
What's wrong with Meshicha?
Meshicha does not help Rishus HaRabim.
What's the chesadim?
It's not a chesadim. If you could use a better kinyan and it's a lighter object, use the best kinyan. So you want to Yasa Abai the Kabbalah Hashmaita. Abai sat down in the base medrash. And he chazed this sugya that Meshicha is not going to be kaina only by something, only by something that's not. Meshicha is only kaina by something that's heavy. Yeah. Really? Hagoyin of Kisbe Shabbos. Somebody who steals a wallet on Shabbos, and he took it out from, and he also did another avera. He was able on the Malach say saw. Eitzah Shabbos doing a malacha. He took it out from the Rishus HaYochid out to the Rishus HaRabim. And in the meantime, he was kind of the Geneva. So what do we say? Chayiv, he has to pay for the Geneva. Why? Kim Leibed. When you have one Maisa, you do one Maisa. And that Maisa, there's 2 punishments. One is money payment and one is Misa. Kim Leibed. You're supposed to give him the greater punishment. Like it says in the pasuk, we learn now from Kedei Shasei. So we dashin mishum risha achsato mechayva. You can only be mechayv because of one aveda. Avaviyat mechayv mishum shtei rishoyes. You can't be mechayv him because of 2. So why is he going to be chayiv? Why is he going to be chayiv to pay for the geneva? And the Gemara, because they didn't happen in the same time. Because the Chiyuv on the Geneva started when? Even in the Rishus HaYachid, when he picked it up. The minute he picked it up, he was already kind of the Gneva. There was no Hitzah when he picked it up in that guy's private rishus. Only when did the Hitzah happen? When he brought it out from the Shusayach to the Shusayach. So the Gneva happened first, and the Hitzah happened second. That's why he's chayv to pay. Zog the Gemara, it says, it continues, the Braisa, but what's if he didn't pick it up? He was schlepping it on the floor. So he wasn't, and the only way he's going to be kind of, once he takes it out from the Shusayach to the Shusayach. So he says, if he was schlepping it on the karka till he took it out to the Shusayach, then Potter, because the minute it came out from the Shusayach, he was kind of the Geneva, and it was chayv for the Yitzhak in the same second. Shari is a Shabbos, so Geneva, Boin Kercha, it's a Shabbos, and it's Geneva come together. So the Rashba missed the Shaila. If it's being Meshicha from the Shusayach, there's no Meshicha. Meshicha doesn't help in the Shusayach. So the Rashbam explains, and he gives two answers. I'm going to stick to the first answer. The first answer is talking about, it wasn't directly to the Shusayach. He took it out from the Shusayach to the Tzidei Shusayach, like a Simta. Where, like we learned before, everybody can use that. And Meshicha helps with Simta because it's a Shus that belongs to everybody. Zok the Gemara, so you're saying, what? How did he do? How is he going to be potter if he does a Meshicha on the keys, on a wallet? Is a wallet a heavy thing? It's a joke. A wallet, Hagbar, but a keys the Hagbar. A keys is something that you have to do Hagbar. And here we said, he is kind of a Meshicha, but and he's going to be potter from the guy because of Kim Leib the But if Meshicha is not a Kinyan, he should have said because he did a Meshicha. Obviously, it is a Kinyan. How could it be a Kinyan? You say kiss, something light needs Hagbar. Amalei, Habai answered Rabada Bamasna, Bebista. It's talking about the strings attached to the wallet, so it's the derech to schlep it. No, not even Mr. Kamina. I'm talking about with strings. Nevertheless, it's such a light thing. You're supposed to pick it up in order to be kained. Amalei, the midi the boy Bista. He's talking about a wallet that had full of coins. It was heavy. It was a heavy purse. So he couldn't reach, it was not easy to lift. He could only schlep it. So that's the case, that's what we're talking about. And that's why Meshicha will help over there, because it was a heavy. That's it. Toshma, coming here, the Gemara now is...
So therefore, Boin Kercha in that way?
Yeah. Therefore, it's Boin Kercha, and it's going to be potter from paying for the Geneva. Toshma, coming here, I'll bring a raya from the above mentioned Baraisa. It says, B'shus Beicha, Loi Kona, in the Rishus of the Meicha, the Leikeach will not be Kaina with his Kalim. Okay, the Leikeach comes with his Kalim, but in the Rishus of the Meicha, he's not going to be Kaina, Ache Yakbiyana. Till he does a Hakba, or Ache Yitzena, Rishus, or till he does a Meshicha, and he takes it out of the Meicha's Rishus, and brings it into the Simta. Says the Gemara, you gave two choices. Obviously, you're talking about an item that's easily done by Akbar. And you say, it doesn't have to be Akbar. You can do Akbar or Meshicha. In fact, so you see, when it comes to something that you could easily pick up, you give a choice. You can pick it up either with Akbar or you can do the Kinyan through Meshicha. Is Akasha. You said, no, something that's able to be B'Hakbar is not allowed to be done b'Meshicha. Is that strida?
Maybe he's just pulling it in.
What? Yeah, it is light. So he's saying, and you give a choice with a light item that he could do a kinyan either through picking it up or through doing a Meshicha. How could you give him a choice Meshicha? Something that's light. You said Meshicha is no good. We said no, it's the one. So we'll soon say that. But the Rashbam is a very simple kasha. He says, maybe we're talking about something very heavy, and really you could do, the real normal way is to do Meshicha. But if he's allowed to do Akbar is a better Kinyan. So he's talking about, he's a strong guy, so he wants to do the better Kinyan. So it's Nishkenaya, maybe we're talking about something heavy. Who says we're talking about something light? But he says the Gemara answers better because he wants to be Mechadish, that something light has to be Dafke B'Akbar. So he's going to answer like you just said. It's two separate cases. Amar Rav Nachman, Rav Yitzchak, Litzdodin Katani. What does it mean Litzdodin? We're talking about Shnei Dvarim Shainim, two completely different things. Midi the Bar Hakba, the Bryce is saying is B'Hakba. And Midi the Bar Meshicha, by something that's very heavy, is B'Meshicha. So Tashma, come in here, and I'll bring you.
What does he want to be questioned now? The one?
He wants to ask on our Mishnah. It says, somebody who sells paydays to his friend, Mashach v'loy modak, he did a Meshicha, and he didn't measure, but he set up a price. He just did a Meshicha. But how could you say that? He did a Meshicha, you're talking about paydays there. Well, paydays, the B'nai Agbanino. Paydays is light, you can pick it up. So why are you saying Mashach?
Well, it can be a basket.
Why do you-
What can you say, a basket with
Maybe it
fruit?
was dates.
A basket, even the basket can be small baskets they had.
That's the head.
So he says that a basket is made to pick up. Like you better pay this, the Bnei Agbanino. Vikatani, the Kani b'Mashiach, and you said he's kind of with Mashiach. So the Gemara Hakma skin here, it's talking about Bishlifi Ravrivei. It's talking about long pieces of paydays that it's hard to pick them up. That's why it's Dafka b'Mashiach. In fact, Gemara Yehochi, if you're saying it's talking about Bishlifi Ravrivei, so in fact, the Shaila, Amos Sefer. Look what it says in the Sefer. Somebody who buys flax from his friend. There you said
It's light, yeah.
it's because it's light, even though it's long, right? So in fact, the mother ought to pish the mishlit for Rabbi Vim
So actually, what do you have to do?
you have to pick it up.
In
In fact, ought to pish the mishlit for Rabbi Vim. Isn't there also by pishtan big bundles that it's hard to pick up? So why did you change over here and say here you have to have akbar? By the Paydas he said you can't have akbar because it's heavy. Why can't you learn? So why by the pishtan could also be heavy? It could be heavy big bundles. And you want to know by pishtan it's not shaykh, it should be big bundles. Shiny pishtan the mishtamit because pishtan is very slippery. If you start putting too much and you hold it, then the middle will fall out. It'll slip out. So you can only do small bundles at a time. So that's why there's never such a thing that it's heavy. That's why it's dafka bagba. So Avinu is again. Avinu Abashi Tashma coming here, and I'll ask you from the Mishnah Masech Kedusha. Behema Gasa, Nikdus B'Msina. It says a Behema Gasa is just by passing over the reins. There's no way of picking up Behema Gasa up.
You tried.
A Meshicha can only help if it's taking it out of the Rishus HaMechen to Rishus or Simta and to Rishus Lekech. The Hadaka, but a Hadaka the Kebema is Bagba. It's the thin bay is small, like the Shepselach, you know, you can do. Okay. Yeah, you could do, sure. And that's why we say by a Shepsel, it's only 4 times as much because he has the busher, he's carrying it on his back. By a ox, there's no busher, he's schlepping it, so he pays 4 times the amount by Geneva, and he's shechted, gonna be shachat. But if it's a shepsel, it's 5 times, 4 times. Why 4 times? Because there's the bush of carrying it. So Chachamim and Behema Daka b'Mashiach. Chachamim said Behema Daka could be b'Mashiach. In fact, you matter what, but Behema Daka, Behema Daka, you have to pick it up. It's something that you can elevate. We Katani the Kana Mashiach, and we learned that he's kind of with Mashiach. And you want to shine in Behema the Sarcha. The Sarcha, Behema is different. It resists. It sticks his hands in the ground. Sometimes it's very hard. It's finding you, so you might as well just tie a string and pull it. And that's how you'll be kind of. Rabbi Shmodam Tavayu.
He's going to get bitten, though.
It's not talking about biting. It resists. It says that it sticks its hand into the ground. It gives you a hard time. Here, you want to hear the lashon. Mepnei shaham behema misnagedes. The behema resists. Benachezes bekarka. It's a haltzachon into the ground. It digs itself into the ground. So v'lachein daka b'mshicha b'niklis ubikach. That's what it says. Okay, Zok, you about to a new topic. Rav and Shmuel Rav and Shmuel both said Kur. Kur is 30 saw of Peiris. Bishloishim, he said for 30 saw, ani meichalach, I'm selling it to you. Yochel lasabay, we had this before. He can retract afilu basar achrein until the last saw, because he told him, I'm selling you a package, 30 saw. That's what I'm selling you. 30 saw, 30 slime. That's it. So Kur, as long as he didn't fill up to 30 saw, either of them could back out. But what's if he said a two l'shenis? He said, "Kir, I'm selling you kir b'shleishes saw. A kir, the package is 30 saw, and then he adds saw b'sela ani mechala. And do you remember the lashon that tfeis lashon achrein? You remember we go after the last lashon. What was the last lashon? He says here a saw per seller. So then Ishin Kana. Then we say, since Teifa is the last lashon, so right when he puts in the first saw, he's going to be Kana. The first case, there wasn't the last lashon. He told him there's only one package, 30 saw. So as long as he didn't reach to the 30 saw, they can both back out. But if he told him 30 saw, but then he says, but saw besella, so each saw is being sold individually. So he's Kana having saw separately right away. Toshma, coming here, on the Reisha. But we said that the first lashon, he only said kor. We said we learned from the following Baraisa, if the pitcher belonged to either the lekeach or the meicha, rishon kaina. We said he's right away kaina. If the pitcher, we learned before on Pei that if the pitcher belongs to either to the meicha or the lekeach, the minute a little bit goes in, whoever it belongs to, he's kaina. We said the only reason that it's till it fills up, it belongs to the meicha, is because whose pitcher was it? The brokers. But if it was somebody's personal pitcher, if it was the lekeach's personal pitcher, the minute a drop goes in, he's kaina. In fact, we said no, even though it didn't fill up, and the deal was that only if it was fills up. So the Gemara going to Amalei hin b'shnei ma'aseh slayim. No, there is talking about that there was a second lashon also. He said lechatchila hin is 12 lugim. He said for 12 slayim, and then he said another lashon lug b'sela ani ma'maychalach. And each individual lug is a seller. Ukedomer Rav Kahana adds more. It can't just be tfeis lashon achrein. The keli also has to have signs, lines in them for a lug, for a chatzi lug. He says in the kli there were lines that showed you the measurements. Like shnoseis, these lines were simonim for chatzi ahin, for the niskei apar, or shlishis ahin, for the niskei ayil. There were lines in the keli.
They were looking at it. They didn't know.
And the Rebbe. It was bailit. He says it was biltis. It had to be a clean mida with biltis, each one chatzeh and reviz and but how does he start off? Yeah, chatzeh, shlish, and reviz. Achenami here too. There was side the lashon that he used at the end lug besela meichalach, and plus shnasis hayba midas that in the keli there were lines, and that's why he was kainit. Okay, let's stop.